always thought it was funny because, again, I watched him mainly in WCW. I thought his name was spelled with a Y. It threw me off to see it spelled with an I. But the only reason that WWE did that is so they can copyright his name. Yeah. Just like with Taz, they had to put 2 Z's so they can copyright the name. No, this is the match that I rated higher. Rob Van Dam against Jerry Lynn with Cyrus. This was a half-hour match. It was really, really good. It was a grudge match, too. It was personal in this match.
Well, yeah, it was a good match. It really was. It was something I would not say. It was off the chain, but I don't usually say.
Right.
Yeah, it was a great match.
It was a great match, and they had this whole... You could feel it. They had a personal disdain for each other, and they definitely sold that completely. To where you could feel like they had legitimate hatred for each other.
Oh yeah, they did. I remember that too. They were not buddies.
Right.
No, they told a good story. I like Jerry Lynn's promo he did earlier about I'm in the main event. I'm gonna be the main event. I am the main event type of character. So I had told something good, and so yeah, I definitely. It was a good, impactful match, man. These guys brung it, and they left it right in the ring. They did it all, so it was great.
And it was shocked because, like, with RVD being the main person that came out of ECW that got a lot of traction in WWE, it's weird not, like, seeing where he was in ECW, not really a champion there. Because I don't think he held the belt at all there.
Oh, he did? Where?
In ECW. Was he the ECW champion?
I believe he was one time. I know he was like a few times television champion, but
no. I'm talking about the big belt.
I believe once.
Okay, I didn't think he was, but either way, this was a great match between the two. Excuse me. But yeah, I really dug this one. This one I gave it 8. What'd you give it?
Actually, he did not win the world title.
I didn't think he did. I don't think he won any championship until WWE in terms of the big belts.
Because the match. Oh, sorry, Ed.
Because a lot of them were like Raven, Sandman, Tommy Dreamer. I think Whipwreck won it a couple times. Shane Douglas. I know Taz was at one point. Mike Awesome. I think even Jerry Lynn might have won it. But a lot of those guys won it there. What were you gonna say?
I gave the match a 6.3.
See, again, differences. But either way, I
thought the match was great, but I think it went like a few minutes longer than I feel like it kind of should, honestly. But I know I'm gonna probably get some heat from our listeners. But they told a great story. I absolutely, I would have watched the match again, honestly.
Yeah, no, I probably will here again, just because I want to go back and watch the Sandman one to see if I have a different opinion. Not gonna lie, but I could just say that's where I was on it.
I did like Sandman better, and as Sandman, I didn't like him as Hack. I didn't like
of course.
But I'm sure any fan would understand that.
They neutered the character.
Huh?
They neutered the character.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he had also problems when he was in the WWF too.
Yeah.
So it obviously it was nothing really. I mean, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Steve Austin called the beer thing gimmick infringement.
Maybe I didn't hear anything, but I know they had problem, with management. WWF wasn't big on things that Sandman was doing. I know his run didn't last much time, obviously in WWF, but his gimmick wouldn't have fit there very well, at least back then, especially.
Mm-hmm.
Probably more time and the attitude there, maybe, but it's a way he made himself a name in ECW.
Mm-hmm.
Strange championship wrestling. And Overall, it's a good one though, man. Overall, the whole show.
Yeah, it was a really, really good. Um, it was a really, really good pay per view. There is a little bit of a pacing thing that felt kind of odd with it, but overall, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, the production, the pacing, everything was a little more different than what we're used to from usual. Like WWF, WWE, WCW is a little different style, different production, different pace. It's just different view. So few times I got the touch lost on certain matches, the beginnings and so forth, and the entrance music was a thing, but not much of a thing. But I thought, I said it's ECW, yes. It was different back then, so it obviously wasn't the WWE's washed up version.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
sugar coated version that, but other people would call washed up version too.
It's interesting because I have watched the Everything Wrong with the WWE ECW. It was one of those where it could have been so much better if they would have done things differently. Just like keeping a lot of the originals. And one of the things that it was pointed out in the videos, they should have got Raven.
Oh
Raven
yeah,
would have been their best bet to kind of make ECW its own brand.
the worst thing that they did when they WWE started ECW on a weekly show, they brought in that damn zombie out.
I was going to
remember
ask
that.
if it was the fake zombie.
Oh gosh, man! Like I seen this guy, I'm like, what the hell are they doing? And what kind of shit is this?
So, not gonna lie, when that happened, I turned it on and go, "Oh, this is gonna be stupid."
Oh my gosh! I was like, what are we watching? And they start the whole thing with that. I'm like,
Right,
really?
right. Which they would have been fine, like I said, if they kept Raven, and even if they want to do the make the attachment to sci-fi, use Kevin Thorne. He was another version of Gangrel at that point. You might as well run with that.
This was like, yeah, I saw that. I'm like, okay. And then of course it kept on going, and then eventually just got like all they're doing. Eventually bringing over stars from the main roster on WWE, and I was like, okay, this is just no.
And they had Vince McMahon wearing a do-rag as champion.
Yeah. It stunk. They just needed to let it go. So they needed not even start in the first place, really. But they were going to start, give it that edge, but they didn't give it that edge. It is what it is. It's done over with.
Yeah.
It's stupid stuff.
So one of the things I did want to address on this episode of the podcast is, yes, there is a bit of a delay between this episode and the previous episode. We kind of touched on similar stuff in the mental health episode. I'm just dealing with some stuff in the personal life that I had to kind of get refocused and taken care of before we try to record an episode. Because, when people have anxiety and stuff and they're dealing with some personal stuff, it's a little hard to focus and actually talk about things they enjoy, whether it be this or anything else. So that part of the delay was related to things I'm dealing with in my personal life. On a positive note, we have a lot of things lined up going forward, including some guests, some of which I kind of mentioned in this episode as a little bit of a teaser with who that might be. But yeah, we have a couple of those things lined up, and so over the March is going to be a guest-filled month.
Oh yeah, we have several of the independent wrestlers across the nation, and we're very exciting. And then we're getting April started too.
So yeah, and like I said, the person that was mentioned in this episode, not going to say the name of who it was, but that'll be the only hint / teaser you'll get. We are really excited to talk to that individual. It will be a pretty good episode that we probably will break up into 2 episodes, given what us and that individual have discussed. What we want to do overall. So keep an eye out for that.
You're out too.
Yeah. Tongue out too if you want to try. Just be careful when it rains. You might end up with a bunch of rain water in your
There
mouth.
you go.
Is there anything else you want to add?
No, for y'all I did not catch the mental health / addiction episode. Catch it too is as Kane was saying, he was recently going through some stuff, and at the same time, when we had Kane actually brought that episode up, the idea to do mental health, I added in the addiction part. At that time, I was actually going through my own personal stuff, so it kind of worked out the way it did. But check that episode out. We have some more episodes in our archives. The mental health episode / addiction episode that's available. So check it out. That's a recent one.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was episode 42 about a month ago.
42 about a month ago. Didn't seem like that long either. Wow, it's been amazing. But check that out. It's very important, and very important. So check that out. I saw we've got some great guests that are coming up that we'll have for the month of March, and got some cool stuff coming up, and also in April too.
Right, and we have to talk about the F word later on, as well. We have to talk about the F word later on as well.
So yeah, we have an episode. We're titling it, kind of teasing it to titling it the F word episode. Not the F word y'all thinking about, but it's the terrible F word. Why people calling wrestling fake, and we want to address that, and so definitely I have an episode.
I thought we were going to talk about wrestler relationships. I'm
too.
Totally joking. I'm totally joking.
Talk about that too. I don't get involved.
Pause, and I'm like, oh no.
No, I don't get involved in relationships, but we can talk about. I was kidding.
It's an episode dedicated to the Lead and Edge live sex celebration.
Yeah, that's an R-rated episode there. Rated R. We have an episode about that damn dirty F word called fake. Can't stand when people call wrestling fake, but we have like that soon too. A lot. We have more. That's more of a special edition episode, like the mental health episode has a special edition. So we have a couple other special edition episodes that we've done in the past, along with our guests. So very exciting things.
Exactly.
You can find out more about that with updates on social media too.
Yep. Now, is there anything else you want to add?
That'd be it.
All right, that'll be it for us. You can get us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, and YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter at WrestlingSCool. Go ahead and take over for the rest.
For Instagram, it's at Wrestling Still Cool. TikTok is at Wrestling Still Cool 90. Facebook is Wrestling Still Cool. You can get us on email. You can suggest guests, as well as things to review and talk about, or say hello at wrestlingstillcool@gmail.com, or you can DM us on our social media platforms.
Yep, exactly. So, again, that'll be it for us. We'll be back with another episode later in the week. But that's it for us. And like we mentioned before, we got a couple episodes lined up for you. And when it comes to the word fake, I am not guilty as charged.